Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to learn how to make turmeric milk. So turmeric milk is one of my favorite herbal nightcaps, especially right now. My husband and I are doing our yearly spring cleanse, so we've cut out a lot of food that we probably shouldn't have been eating to begin with. And sometimes at night we still have those snacky kind of cravings. And what I like about making an elixir or a herbal milk like this is that it kind of curbs those cravings, but it also has lots of amazing health benefits. So turmeric is fantastic for supporting the cardiovascular system, the digestive system, the liver and gallbladder, and any inflammatory conditions you may have in the body. Now, if you haven't seen my video on making turmeric tincture, I'm going to post a link for that over here because that's going to go into the nitty-gritty of all of the chemical constituents and sort of more herbal indications of why you would want to add turmeric into your life. But needless to say, turmeric has become very popular. And not everybody likes cooking curries and sort of the traditional way that you would get turmeric into your body. So this is where something like turmeric milk enters. So you'll sometimes see turmeric milk referred to as golden goddess milk. And the reason for this is the Sanskrit name for turmeric is Kanchani, which translated means golden goddess. So you can see those names sort of interchanged. And I think it just has a lovely symbology to it. So what are you going to need to make your turmeric milk? Now, when I make it, I like to have a two-step process. And I make a turmeric paste first, and then it can store in the fridge for up to 2 to 3 weeks. Now, the reason I like to do this is I find that the turmeric paste dissolves into the milk better than if you just use powdered turmeric. But if you don't want to do this step, you can just skip forward to the part where we actually make ourselves a cup of turmeric milk. So for the recipe, you're going to need powdered turmeric. You're going to need, to do the paste, you're going to need half a cup of water. Later on, to make the turmeric milk, you're going to need coconut oil, black pepper, milk of your choice, and a little bit of cinnamon. And if you so choose, you can add a sweetener like maple syrup or honey. But for now, we're just going to focus on making the turmeric paste. So what you want to do is take 1/4 cup of powdered turmeric, which is the same as 4 tablespoons. So I'm just going to measure out my 4 tablespoons of turmeric powder. And try to get organic if you can. If you can't, sometimes it can be hard to find, especially for folks like us who are rural. And then you're going to need 1/2 cup of good quality filtered water, and you're going to combine those two. And then we're going to head on over to the stove and turn this concoction into turmeric paste. So I'm over at my stovetop. You want to have a fairly low heat. The goal is to kind of bring your water and turmeric to a simmer. And you're just going to keep whisking until a thicker paste forms. Now, like I said, the reason I like to do this step is because I find that the turmeric paste mixes in with the milk better when you go to make your turmeric milk. However, if this is your first time trying this, you may just want to try with like a teaspoon of powdered, or half a teaspoon, sorry, of powdered turmeric when I show you how to make the recipe later, just in case you don't like it. But if you do decide that you really like making turmeric milk, this paste will, I find, gives it a better texture and will keep in the fridge for up to 2 to 3 weeks. So once I'm done, this is going to be quite a bit thicker, so it'll probably take 3 or 4 minutes or so. I'm going to let it come to a bit of a simmer and evaporate some of this water off. Once I'm done, I'll scrape it into like a little mason jar and just store it in the fridge until I'm ready to make my turmeric milk. So we're back inside after spending a large portion of it outside. We're experiencing what we like to call here in Ontario as false spring. So all of our snow is melted, but we know that we're going to get another round soon. But it made it the perfect day to prune our fruit trees and take some elderberry cuttings. But I still have that bit of a chill from being outside. So it's nights like this that I love making turmeric milk. So I'm going to guide you through the process. As you can see, the paste is rather thick when it's done. So if you were uncertain, you kind of want it in this sort of consistency. And you can use your milk of choice. I have 1 cup of like coconut milk here. You can use almond, hemp, rice, cow's milk, goat's milk. It really doesn't matter. And the ratio of milk to turmeric paste is 1 cup of milk to either 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric paste. If you've never made this before, you want to err on a little bit on the lighter side. I'm going to go for about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm not really much into measuring. And you're just going to mix it into your milk. And you'll start to see it turn this beautiful kind of golden color. And I'll start to warm that. So keep an eye on your milk. If you've never warmed up milk before, you know that it goes from cold to scalding very, very quickly. Your next ingredient, you're going to want to add some fat. On its own, turmeric is not very bioavailable. And I spoke about that in the turmeric tincture video that you can reference if you'd like some more information about its medicinal properties. But its bioavailability is actually quite low. And so what helps to make it more bioavailable, actually about 2,000 times more bioavailable, is adding in a fat source and adding in a little bit of black pepper. So I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of coconut oil. Now you can add in your oil of choice. Coconut oil tastes nice with the turmeric milk. Anything like olive oil or those types of things are going to have kind of an interesting flavor. Alternatively, you could add butter if you'd like. I'm also going to add just a little bit of cinnamon. And this recipe is on an old blog post of mine that I will link below, so you don't have to write all of this down. I'm going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon. You can use this as a dusting, but I actually like to mix it right into my turmeric milk. I'm just going to turn that heat up just a little bit. And then the last ingredient that really is quite important is adding in just 1 or 2 cracks of black pepper. And like I said, this is what increases the bioavailability of your turmeric milk or your turmeric. So skipping this process, in my opinion, isn't really optional if you want the medicinal benefits, the anti-inflammatory and medicinal benefits of turmeric. And then of course, you can add sweetener of choice. So just a little bit of maple syrup or honey would make this quite nice. So what I want to do is warm this just before it kind of reaches boiling and then pour it off into my mug. It's funny, I often joke with my husband how evenings have changed now that I've gotten quite a bit older, and I've got, a warm glass of turmeric milk and I'm gonna study hummingbird medicine. It sounds like a pretty darn good Sunday night, but 20 years ago, it would have been quite different. I hope you enjoyed this video on making Golden Goddess or turmeric milk. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below, or if you have a recipe that you like to include turmeric in, feel free to share that below as well. I always love, plant medicine sharing and the community we can create. So until next time, this is Corinne from Spirea Herbs, wishing you health and wellness.